Welcome back, guys. Today we'll try to understand some advanced features of Microsoft Excel. We are using Excel 2019. So we have this Excel sheet where we have the documentation as our previous tutorial. Now the other menu item is about the sales, and we'll be conducting certain operations on this one in order to get ourselves familiarized with the different options that we have in Microsoft Excel. So first of all, they are saying that enter the author details. So we'll enter the author details as Mr. X, and we'll provide the date as today's date, which is 15th of October 2022. Now once that's done, they are saying to add a background image to this. It's saying to add a background image to it. So in order to add a background image, we'll have to go to page layout and then select the background image. So you might have saved the background image somewhere, so you'll have to browse it and attach it over here. So we'll click on background image. We have saved it somewhere. You can click on work offline and you'll select on this one. As you can see, the background image has been added. In next question, it's saying to go to cell A1 and change the text to red. So we'll have to click on home. We'll have to change its color. You can choose the color from here since it's saying red, so we'll select red. Then it's saying to change its size to 26 points, so we'll select it from here, or you can decrease it from this button over here. So we can use both options. You can increase the font size to 26, and then it's saying select Calibri Light, so it would be this one. So once that's done, in next question this is saying go to cell number A2 and again change it to Calibri Light, make it red, italic. So we'll change the color from here, we'll change it red, and then there is the sign of italics over here, so we'll make it italics with this one. So in this exercise, we used all the features almost which are appearing in this box. Further, it's saying that only in this one select big favor and change its size to 14. So we'll go to 14. So press enter. You'll be able to see that the size for big favor is a bit bigger than small price. Now, next question is saying that apply the accent 2 color cell style to range A4 to A6. So we'll select A4 to A6, and in order to change the color type of this one, you can see there are lots of options appearing here. You can have more options. If you click on this one, you can find accent 2 here, and if we'll collapse it, you'll be able to see it here as well. So simply click on this one and you can see that the color of these A4 to A6 has been changed. Now in next question, it's saying that change the font color from B4 to B6 to red and change the fill color type to white. So this is B4 to B6. So in order to change the font color of this one, we'll have to select red from here. And then it's saying that change the fill type to white. So here is the fill type. So click on this one and we'll change the fill type to white from here. Now in next question, it's saying that change the date of this column or this cell to long date and shift it to left hand side. So in order to shift it to left hand side, you'll select the alignment from this area. So if we want to shift it to left hand side, press this button over here, so it would left align the date. Then it's saying change its format to long date. So there are two ways to do it. You can either press Ctrl+1 from your keyboard and you can see the date format, or you can right click on this one, go to format cells, and you'll find the same option over here as well. Now we'll have to focus on the date in this one. So this is the long date format. We'll select it and then we'll press OK. As you can see, the date has been changed to Saturday, October 15, 2022. Now in next question it's saying to copy the format of these two cells and paste it to the menu sales for these two items. So in order to do that, if you want to copy the format of the cells, we use the option called Format Painter. So we'll select these two cells and then we'll click on Format Painter, and then we'll go to Menu Sales and we'll just drag and select these two cells. Now you can see that the format of this one has been changed like this one. Now since the format has been copied, but if you remember we changed the size of Big Favor to 14, which has not been copied, so now we'll change it manually by clicking the font size area. So we'll select the text, this one, and we'll change its size to 14. So now if you'll press enter, you'll be able to see that the size of Big Flavor has been changed to 14. In next question, it's saying to change the title style of B4, B12, and A20 to title. So we'll have to keep an eye over here. We can click on B4 first and change it to title, or we can select all of them by control and select the option and click on title. So now you can see that the title type or the cell title style has been changed to title. In next section it's saying question number 6, make the following changes to unit sold table in range B5 to F10. So this is unit sold, and if you'll click on this one you can see it's B4. So it's asking for B4 to F10. So this is F10 as you can see. So whatever we'll be doing some exercises in this section, which is B4 to F10. In next question it's asking you to calculate the total number of wraps sold. Now total number of wraps sold can be found over here. As you can see there is a heading called wraps, and we have different sort of wraps over here. So it's saying that go to cell C22 to N31. So if we click on this one we can see it's C22, and if we'll click on this right corner as veggie wrap last one, so it's N31. So we'll have to select all items which are over here since they are all wraps. So from C22 to N31 we'll select the range and then we'll calculate. Now there are two ways to do it. As we did last time, you can put an equal sign over here, then you can type in sum, open the bracket and then select this range from here to N31 and then close the bracket and press enter. You can get a total of it. But there's another way to do it. You can click in the cell and select this auto sum feature from here. So you'll click, it would ask you the range of the file. So since we are not calculating C5, which is this one, we'll remove it, and now we'll select the range from here to this one, and then we'll click at the end and press enter. So you can see that we have calculated the sales of the wraps, which is from C4 to N31. Now likewise we'll do the same thing for soup. For soup we can find the details over here, and same goes for sides as salad and rest of the things. Now in next question it's saying that since now we have all the totals for wrap, soup, sides and salad, we want to have a total of all these items over here. So likewise we'll click on AutoSum, and it has by default selected 2015 as well, which we don't want because that's the main category. So you can drag it from here from the corner, or if it is like this you can change the cell value from here, as it's saying that go to C6. So C6 to 69. So that's the range that we want to have actually. So in order to do that we'll click on AutoSum and then we'll drag it from this corner so that now we have the total for wrap, soup, sides and salad, and we'll press enter. Now we'll have to calculate the same thing for these set of items. So we don't need to copy the same formula of AutoSum or type it here manually. We'll select C 10, and you can see there is a dot in the corner. We'll drag it from this one to this one. So now you can see that it has copied the formula and it has calculated the amount itself. If you want to see the formula, you can click on the cell, and here if you click, it can show you that how many cells it has counted. For that, you are getting a total value of amount which is shown up here. If you want to check also, you can select these options which you want to sum together, and keep an eye on this right corner where it is showing you an average and sum of it as well. So since these items are selected, it's showing you that it should be equal to this amount that we have it here already. Now, next question is saying that calculate the net change for all of these items between 2014 and 2015. So in order to find the change, we'll have to minus this one, which is 2015 to 2014. So we'll press an equal sign over here. We'll select 2015 figure minus the figure in 2014 and press enter. So that's the net change. If you want to copy the same formula to rest of the items, again you'll click your cursor at this right corner and drag it all the way to the end. Now in next question it's saying to calculate the percentage change. So in order to calculate that, we'll put an equal sign over here, and then we'll select this amount divided by the change which was there in 2014. So we'll get a figure something like 20.59. In next question, it's asking you to calculate the percentage change. So in order to calculate that, we'll put an equal sign over here. Then we'll select on E6 divided by 2014 sales, and then we'll press enter. So now you can see it's appearing as 0.205. If you want to change it to a percentage, you can click on this icon over here, and you can see it has changed it to 21%, but it has rounded it off to 21%. If you want to have it to two decimal places, you will click on this button over here one time, and then for the second time, so it would show you for 20.51, which is the percentage change. If you want to copy the same formula to rest of the things, simply drag it over here, and you can see the overall percentage change of all these items. So in next question, it's saying apply accent to cell style to the heading in the range B5 to F5. So this is B5 as you can see over here. So we'll select B5 to F5. This is F5. And then here we'll select accent 2. And then it's saying go to C5 to F. Go to C5 and select all the figures up to F5, and then center align these headings. So we'll click on the headings over here in center align. We use these options again. So as we did last time, we have centered aligned the figures in the middle of the cell. Now in next question, it's saying that put a comma in these figures so that we can read it easily. So in order to do that, we'll select the range from C6 to E10, and then we'll click on this comma button over here, and you can see that now there are commas in this one. You cannot see these figures because we'll have to adjust the size of the columns by double clicking on the in the middle of the line on the top of the column. If you double click on it, it would automatically adjust itself. If not, you can bring your cursor over here and drag it manually, it would be fixed. But the recommended way is just bring your cursor over here, double click, so it would automatically adjust it. Now they are saying that we don't want to see these two decimal places. So in order to remove that, we'll click on this icon over here, and as you can see now we don't have any double decimal places over here. In next question, it's saying apply the percentage style to the values on F6 to F10. So this is F6 to F10. We already did that. Then it's saying that show two decimal places. So we have already added two decimal places from this box. In next question, it's saying go to B10 to F10 and add a top border to the values. So in order to add a top border, we'll select the range from B10 to F10, and then we'll click on this box over here, and we can see a top border option appearing here. So you'll click on this one, and as you can see now, there is a top border on this one. Now we are on question number 7. It's saying make the following changes to B13 to F18. So B13 is this one, to F18 is up to here. So now we'll be focusing on the values for gross sales. In 7A it's saying go to cell C18 to D18. So C18 to D18 is this one, and it's saying calculate the totals of 2014 and 15. So in order to calculate the totals, again we'll use the auto sum feature, and we'll select the values for which we want to calculate the totals, which is C14 to C17, and then we'll press enter. And in order to calculate it for 2014, we'll simply drag it to the right. So now we have the totals of 2014 and 2015. Now just like we did for units sold, we'll calculate the gross sales. So for here also, in order to calculate the net change, we'll put an equal sign, and then we'll press the figure which is C14 minus D14, and then we'll press enter, and we'll copy the same details to the rest of the cells. Now if we want to calculate the percentage change, we'll put an equal sign, we'll select net change divided by 2014, and we'll have a figure. Again, in order to convert it to a percentage, we'll click on this one, and we want to have it for 2 decimal places, so we'll click 2 decimal places from here, and now we'll drag it from here till here. And in order to calculate the totals, since we were calculating for 15 and 14, we'll drag it to the right as well, and we'll change this percentage again to the percentage and to 2 decimal places by clicking on this one. In question 7b, it's saying copy the format of B5 to F10. Copy the format. So in order to copy the format, we'll click on Format Painter. So let's select the area, then click on Format Painter, and then select the items from B13 till F18 and paste it over here. Now you can see that it has been changed. We have exactly the same format for units sold and gross sales. In question number 7c, it's saying select the range C14 to E14. So C14 to E14 is here, and then select C18 to E18 and change its format to accounting. So in order to change that, we can press Ctrl 1, which is a shortcut, or you can select these two fields, right click on it, go to Format Cells, and here under accounting you'll click on this one. Make sure that it has 0 decimal places as written, and you can select a sign over here as dollar, and then press OK. So now you can see the format has been changed without any decimal places, and a dollar sign has been added in front of the figures. Now in question number 8, we'll be focusing on units sold per month. So we'll have to select the fields that we have in this area. So it's saying that in the range A21 to O46, so A21 is over here, from here to O46, which is this one. So we'll be focusing on the data on units sold per month. In question 8a is saying to calculate from O22 to O45. So this is O22 and all the way to O45. You'll have to calculate the figures in this one. Calculate the total units sold of each menu item in the range C46 to O46. So this is C46 to O46. We'll have to sum up the figures from here. and then we'll have to total it in this one. So in order to calculate the sales of all these items, we'll again use AutoSum. So we'll click on the cell and then press AutoSum, and you can see it has selected the entire range, and then you'll press enter. So we have the sales for all these items, and if we want to calculate for rest of the items, we'll simply drag it till here. So now you can see that the sales for all these items are added in the respective column, which is C45 O45. Now if you want to check the formula which is used over here, click on this one and click on the address bar, so you can see that it has selected this range. Once that's done, we need to calculate now sum of all these items in this one. So again, we'll press on auto sum, and it has selected the entire range. We'll press enter and we'll have a figure over here. Now in question number 7b, it's saying format the cell heading from A21 to O21. So we'll have to select A21, which is this one, all the way to O21, and it's saying select accent 2. So again, we'll click on this icon and we'll select accent 2. In next question, it's saying that center the heading in C21 to O21. So this is C21 to O21, and for that, if we want to make it center align, we'll click on this icon so the text would be centered. In next question, it's going in 7c that go to C22 to O46. So C22 is this one to O46. We'll have to select this range, and then it's saying change the range to a comma style. So we'll select comma from here, and then it's saying change it to no decimal places. So we'll remove all the decimals. So now we have commas in all these figures over here. Now as we have calculated the totals over here, let's calculate it for each month here as well. So we'll do the same. We'll click on auto sum. So we have the complete sales for January selected. We'll press enter, and now we'll drag it all the way to the right hand side so that we have all the figures according to the same pattern. Now in next question, it's saying that change the fill color of subtotals in range O22 to O45. So O22 to O45, we'll have to change the background color to white. So in order to do that, we'll select the range, and then we'll select this background as white, or select it from here and press white, so it has been changed to white. Now we'll do the same for C46 to N46. So this is C46 to N46. We'll change it to white as well. Now in order to see the actual difference in this one, we'll have to add the background picture to this one also, as we did in our documentation sheet. So we'll click on this one, and then we'll select the background, click on page layout and select the background image, work offline, select the image that you have, and now you can see it clearly that the background has been changed to white. Now in 8E, it's saying merge the menu categories in range A22 to A45. So A22 to A45 is this one. So we'll have to merge each category separately, and then we'll have to rotate the text so that the text of the cell is up, and then increase the size of it to 18 point and middle align it. So in order to do that, we'll select the number of cells over here, then we'll click on merge and center. Then you can click the same for soup, merge and center, go to the sides, merge and center, and then you can do the same for this one. Next, it's saying that rotate the text. So in order to change the orientation of it, you can click on this one, and then you'll select rotate text up. Now that's done. It's saying change its size to 18. In order to increase the size of it, we can click on it and press on this icon till it's 18. As you can see here, it's 18. Then it's saying have it middle align, and so for that we'll click on this one so that it's middle aligned. Now in order to copy the same format in rest of the cells for soup, sides and salad, we can use Format Painter, and then we'll click on soup, and then again we'll click Format Painter, click on sides, again Format Painter, and click on salads. So now you can see that the format has been changed for all of these cells. Now it's saying go to cell A22, which is wraps. Now change its font to white, so we'll change it to white. Then it's saying select a gray 25, background to darker 15%. So in order to check that, if you'll stop it over here for a while, you can see it's shown light gray, background to darker 25%, but since we want to have 50%, we'll select this one. Likewise, we'll select for soup. It's saying change its cell color to white as well, and select it from here for the soup to blue accent 1, and then darker 25%. So we'll have to go to 25%. I think that's the one. Then for the sides, we'll click on this one, we'll change it to white, and then we'll select the golden accent number 4. So we'll have to select the golden accent. This is to darker 25%, and we'll select it, and then we'll select salads, and we'll go to white first, and then we'll go to green and would select it as green. In next question, it's saying to add a thick border on each category for soup, for sides and for salads. So in order to do that, we'll select the entire category, then we'll click on this one and have a thick border like this. Now we'll do the same for soup. We'll have a thick border. So since we have selected it once, now it's highlighted, so we can simply click on it and add the border. And then we'll select sides, press on this one, and on salad, press on this one. Now in next question, number 9, it's saying have a conditional formatting for the subtotals in range 022 to 045. So 022 to 045 is this one. Now we need to calculate the top 5 selling items in this range. So in order to do that, we'll select on conditional formatting, and we'll select the option from here, top 10 items. Now it's saying 10, but in our question it's asking for top 5, so we'll change the figure from here to 5. And then it's saying change the formatting to fill yellow and dark yellow text. So that's the second option. We'll press on it and press OK. Now you can now you can see that it's showing the top 5 items which have the highest sales. On question number 10, it's saying to create a legend for the conditional format in cell 048. So this is 048. We'll type here top 5 sellers, and we'll copy the same style as in this box. So we'll click on this one, select this one. So now we'll be able to see the same legend, and if in order to highlight it further, you can bold it as well. In question number 11, it's saying to set the print area. So it's saying to select A1 to F19 first. So A1 to F19, we'll set it as print area, set print area, and now we want to select this one and set it a print area as well. Now since we have added the page breaks, if we'll preview it for the printing, we'll go to print, and as you can see, it has divided it into 3 different pages, and the data is not clear that what are the total sales of the items. So in order to fix that, we'll go back, then we'll select view from here, And once we are there in view, we can see that the option selected over here is normal. So in order to see or change the page breaks, we'll have to click on page break view. Now here it's dividing the page into different three pages, but your exercise is saying that separate the lines or the page break between June and July. So we'll have to shift this one to between June and July. So we'll drag this one, which is with a dotted line, to this one. Now we have two pages. And if we'll click on normal, and we'll go back to home and go to file and print preview, we can see now there are two pages, but still the data is not clear. We cannot see the legend on the left hand side. We want it to repeat so that we can understand the data in a better way. Now we need to set the print area, but we want to print this section separate and we want to print this one on a separate page. So if we'll select print area for this one, for example, if we'll select this one and we'll say set print area and we'll go to file print and preview, it's showing us only one page as you can see over here. There is no second page. We want to include this one as well as the print area. So in order to do that, we'll select the area, we'll click on this one and we'll select add to print area. So now if we'll go to file print and we'll look at the print area, we can see now we have three different pages. Now if you want to adjust the print area or the margin between the different cells or columns, you'll have to click on view, and as you can see over here we have three options: normal, page break view and normal view. At the moment we are on normal view. If we'll click on page break view, we'll be able to see and move the print area as per our wish, and it would print that area accordingly. Now here as you can see it's printing page number 1, 2 and 3 separately. Now we'll click normal and we'll go back to home. Further it's saying scale the printout to 70%. So for that we'll click on file, we'll go to print and then we'll go to page setup. If we click over here, you can adjust it to 80% or 70% from here. If I will press 80, you can see it has expanded a little bit, and if we'll see rest of the pages, it's already accepted to 70% or 80%. Let's change it back to 70%. Now one thing that you might have noticed that this legend for wrap, soup, sides and salad is not repeating in rest of the pages. So in order to fix that, the next question is saying scale the printout to 70%. We did that. Now in next one it's saying increase the left margin of the printout from 2.7 inch to 1 inch. So we'll go to page setup again and we'll go to margins, and here on left hand side we can change it from 0.7 to 1%, and we'll press OK. So now that has been. So in the print preview, if we'll go and we'll check, we can see that it's appearing on two different pages, but we want to keep this section separate, and then we want to repeat the units sold per month, some basic information about it, and the total sales in separate pages. So in order to do that, we will go to page layout and then we'll select print titles. First of all, we'll select the range on which we want to have the data collected. So we'll select the range. Once that's done, click on this button. Now we'll select the rows that we would like to repeat. So first of all, we want to repeat these two. So we'll select them, press enter. Then we want to select the first two columns, which is wraps and the item. So we'll select these two items and then we'll press print preview. So as you can see now that we can see the first one and the second one, and in the next page we have the same title copied with the rest of the information, but still it's not perfect over here. So in order to fix that, We'll go back again. We'll go to view and then we'll go to page break, and we want to have this one first of all as the print area. So we'll go to the data, we'll go to page layout, we'll set the print area, then we'll select this one and we'll add it to the print area. And now we'll see what's the print preview looks like. We have this one on a separate page. Then we have the top two items appearing and the information about wraps is repeated. And in this one also the wrap and the items is repeated and rest of the items are clear. So that's how we manage the items to be printed on separate sheets where we are repeating the titles. So that's it for today. Thank you very much.